Hey, Ryan, why don't you pull up Amazon's margins real quick?
Well, yeah, I'd have more of a grin on my face than Stephen Hawking on Epstein's Island.
I'm off as a smug cock when he said that.
Wow, physical philosophy, you're not very smart at all. You screw up, cash flow kings. Dissector, you are an idiot.
Hello, everybody. It is Saturday, and it is 8 p.m. Eastern. And due to some anonymous voices that, at the end of the day, they control us, we have to be more PG and we have to be more tame on this show.
Unbelievable.
Now, Mr. Fiscal Philosophy, what else at Saturday, 8 p.m. Eastern could you be doing? Let's put this in a PG tone, because I've been told by some people who have no relation at all to the Raj Grover interview or anything else or any guest we have on this show that saying a few words could really trash our reputation. What could you be doing at 8 p.m. Eastern on a Saturday, Fiscal?
You could be drinking way too many Coca-Colas, the full sugar kind, and contributing to tooth decay and diabetes.
Mm-hmm.
You could be
all cane sugar now.
I know. You could be listening to the music in your headphones a little bit too loud and damaging your hearing, possibly permanently. Wow, all these things you could be doing. You could be procrastinating and not doing the things you need to do, putting off your laundry.
Ooh.
Or maybe waiting too long to pay your bills and getting late charges and this kind of thing. You know, this is a finance channel, so we got to work that in somehow.
We do. I was thinking you could possibly, not doing your laundry is one of them. Forgetting to put deodorant on.
Oof.
That's
definitely rough, especially, if you're going to be doing any hugging.
There's a lot of hugging done this week.
It could be forgetting to brush your teeth. I mean, all kinds of bad things.
You could also be ripping a line of coke off of a hooker's ass in Las Vegas while holding a bong in your other hand that you purchased from High Tide. That's a thought.
PG.
Oh yeah, sorry, PG. Yeah, that was part of the joke. I was hoping we didn't communicate this beforehand to anybody, so I was hoping that Fiscal's first thing he'd say would just be the most vile thing that would come to mind. But no, we won't tame down for anybody. We've been told to, but can't tell me nothing, like Kanye says. Fiscal, how was your week in Manila?
So, I mean, I'm still here, obviously. As you can see, it's still got the mysterious curtain.
It's better than last week. Last week was
I adjusted. I wasn't sure how the lighting would be on the first one. Like, I didn't know how much would come through and stuff. So I just shifted, to a different angle so that it wouldn't completely wash things out or be too dark. Just getting that right amount of light. Always a different situation. It's not the same setup I have at home. So got to adjust, though. You got to adapt. That's the key.
Yeah. Very good week for myself. Nobody asked, but a very good week. I'll say that. Portfolio wise and Cash Flow Kings group chat wise, Fiscal saw.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'll. I should have.
Members only.
I should have sent. I had one I should have sent to. Yeah.
We could have. That would have been. That's $2 a month. Yeah. There's already been 3 reports in Canada for us not talking about High Tide when we've actually I didn't put in the title, so it doesn't count. But we do have it was very portfolio. It was a very good week. Portfolio was hitting all-time highs for me, at least, past the 38K mark. Spent some good time with people. Vegas possible evolution stocks going up. So yeah, good week. But to start off the show, we of course had to have him on after Evolution earnings. It is Seymour Duck with a new and more interactive screen. Seymour, what do you got going here?
Is his mic not working?
I think the duck is. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. All right, well, let's see more duck can figure that. But
Technical
thankfully,
difficulties.
we do have a mystery fourth guest, which was only told to people in Discord because he is I don't know if he's an op of the MPW community. We don't want Abe coming on here and sending bomb threats. It is none other than Dividend Dude Foe, Beater Stocks. Welcome back to the show, Beater.
Thank you, guys. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Good, because I have a lot of really good things to say, you know?
I do hear that Dr. Pump will be deployed tonight.
Yeah.
Now, Peter, you came onto the show because we want more people to pump stocks on our show that we secretly buy beforehand.
Uh-huh.
Or micro
Pump and dump,
caps.
you know? That's how we do it.
That's only how we do it on here on the Cash Flow Kings.
Yeah, that's the key to making a lot of money in the stock market, guys. Don't worry about doing any due diligence or research or listening to earnings conference calls, reading 10Ks. Yeah. It's really all about just buying and then pumping.
Yeah.
You gotta push Wabbistics.
We have Seymour in here. Seymour, can we hear you? Seymour?
Nope, he's still a mute.
We'll leave him on there because it's just funny having him up. We're trying some new technological advances here on the Cash Flow Kings. But yeah, we do want more people from the Discord and like other places to come on and shill stocks and like give us new opportunities because it's interesting and we want to pump.
And I've done very well buying things that people have shilled to us on the show. I mean, and Stabula brings up a good point.
Yeah, very good,
Dave. Yeah,
he got it at 190.
Yeah, that dip doesn't dip very long with Dave. It seems like one day I'm down like 30%. The next day I'm almost back to even again.
I know
crazy.
Then you're up. 190 was the time to buy, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, I've been just slowly DCAing into Dave, trying to go a little heavier on the days where it's because it doesn't move a little bit. It always moves at least 5% every day. It seems like.
I know it can't just go up 1 or 2%. I'm not.
I think it's good. It's just. Yep.
You have a better opportunity. You're saying.
No, I mean. Yeah, I think it's better, but it probably won't be better. We'll see.
Do you have any like screen you want us to present? I should have asked you before the show.
Yeah, I do. Let me see if I can share mine, brother.
As me and Fiskler are placing the buy now orders after hours, so we can pump this.
You guys see my screen?
Yeah, I can see it.
Stabulo probably called it in the chat.
Yeah, he did. He did.
So I brought a lot of material, a lot of tabs open.
I know this because of the Discord, of course.
Yeah, it's just right now it's just it's a third person shot of us all. I can just see our faces.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I'm ready. Oh, it is.
So the stock I'm going to be pumping is Aurora Cannabis. So I think like High Tide everyone likes that one, or a lot of people around these parts like it. I like it as well, but I think there's some other, grass type stocks that can go up as well, Some of the Canadian LPs are doing well, and I think Aurora is one of them that might differentiate itself. So market cap is nice and low, 254. I think that's like what High Tide's doing. So it's been growing pretty good, and I think Ryan, you had asked like why did it crash last earnings, right?
I don't
It went from
remember
like
that.
615 to the thing was they had like guided that their quarter-over-quarter growth wasn't going to be there due to like a Poland regulation issue.
Yeah, and isn't winter always tough for Canadian?
That could be true. I haven't seen anything that's like too seasonal about them. But so what they're saying is, I guess quarter one. So they do quarters a little different. So quarter 4 is actually what we would think of calendar year quarter 1. It's a little weird. But next quarter, they're saying it's going to go down. And then the quarter after that, they're saying they're going back to growth. So I think people are thinking maybe like, are they full of shit or not, or stuff, right? So that's why it sold off big time. What
What
other
do they do?
news?
What do
They
they
grow.
do?
They grow. They're a licensed producer.
Oh,
Licensed
they're a grower, not a
producer
shower.
of grass products. Yes.
I
Let
wonder
me
what
see.
Blake thinks about that. We don't like the growers.
So they're in Canada. That's like where they have a lot of different facilities. I have the map here, brother. And they export to like Israel, Germany. That one's popping off right now. That's probably a large reason why they're growing so fast recently. Australia is another market. I don't think this is accurate. I saw in some earnings call that they don't do Uruguay anymore, Brazil. But the idea there was they thought they could get into Brazil, but it didn't work out for them. But their big markets are Australia, UK, Poland, Germany. They have like a pilot program in France so that they could grow into there. They've talked about New Zealand and Ukraine as being possible markets, but none of these like new markets like Ukraine or France, they don't think it's imminent in the next year. So they're just saying the growth is going to come from further penetrating, getting in there in terms of Australia, UK, Germany, these types of things, and Canada. So they focus. They pivoted their entire business to like medical marijuana or medical grass, right? Let's see. This is their Q4 MDMA, and this is why like I'm so excited about them, brothers, because it's high margin. So you got high margin, high growth, international. So you can see where the growth's coming from, right? It could become hype again. It was hype in 2018 when they federally legalized in Canada or whatnot. All that valuations got pumped, and then everything got dumped. Let's see, this chart. Oh shit.
Respect the pump and dump.
There was 2018. Everything was supposed to legalize in the U.S. and then it completely collapsed, and everyone thinks cannabis is not the way to go, but brother, it is. And U.S. legalization. So I showed you the map, right? They don't have any U.S. Could always open up, brother, and then you're open up to huge growth, right? So another impressive thing about them, they were GAAP profitable in their last fiscal year, brother. You like that?
We do like profits, and we love Gap. Gap profits are even better than other profits.
They're also free cash flow profitable. They guided from additional free cash flow profitability going forward. This is wrong. This is positive. I don't know why stock analysis says negative.
We'll see what FinChat says. If FinChat
That's
doesn't
not cool,
lie.
bro. They're lying.
FinChat. Okay, I'll pull up the quarterly.
No, it's not FinChat anymore. It's
Fiscal.io. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah. I'm still waiting on my royalty checks, by the way.
Yeah. Thanks,
Yep.
Aria. Thanks, Braden Dennis. I'm taking a look. Yeah, quarterly, it looks like they just went like free cash flow positive in December of 24.
That's right. Yeah. So they just turned the corner. They're saying they're going to be growing again. They had a little hiccup, which caused the stock to crash by like 50%, or But another thing I wanted to show you, brothers, is international growth over the last like 4 years. So I have the MDA for Q4 which ends March over the last 4 years. So international medical was 9.4 and 20, or this is Canadian, so multiplied by like 0.75 to get to US, but it was 9.4 million 2021, 14 million in 2022. Looks like it was 13 about. let's see here, 13 again in 2023, and then what is this? 2024 up to 19. So wait, where's the latest one? Oh, okay. So it was 41 in 2025. So they've been growing like, so let's see. 2021 was 9.4. I feel like Camaro right here, but so
Seymour, are you there?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes.
Wow, whoa! Only took 19 minutes and 12 seconds to get that mic going.
What happened was, I don't know why, but there's an issue with StreamYard where you can't switch microphones.
That's
It was using the
$100
webcam.
increase in pay, and we can't get Seymour's mic working.
It said use Firefox. I did, and it worked.
Oh, wow, nice.
That was a temporary solution.
Interesting.
So the Kagger, actually, I feel like Camaro right now, but like it was approximately 44% on international. Pretty impressive over the last 4 years. Canadian, they've maintained market share. So it was 26 million in 2021. Looks like they're still at 26 million in 2025, but they're still optimistic about that market. A couple of the competitors like Tilray and Canopy Growth, they're kind of not doing so hot right now, but they've got a large market share. So I think like over time, maybe Aurora will take some of it from them. You know, if some of these companies start going out of business, I think like Tilray stock dropped like 70%, I want to say, over the last year. So a lot of it is Aurora doesn't have a lot of debt. So a lot of these other companies, they're just not as good, brother. And Aurora Cannabis, biggest medical supplier in Canada. The CEOs claim that. All the research I've done supports that. So I want to bet on the big dogs, you know?
So they're the biggest medical supplier.
By revenue, yes.
That's
and probably by pounds or whatnot. Kilograms, I guess.
Do they pay a dividend?
So, you know, and I do think, I mean, you've talked about it in my Discord a lot, and I do think it looks pretty good. Just from everything I've seen up till today. But I also look at it, and I look at my current composition of everything that I'm in across accounts, and I'm relatively heavy cannabis at the moment.
It's not
for our liking.
So, and you know, one of the companies I'm in is actually, it's up quite a lot since I started buying into it.
I think I know which one it is.
And I am at the point now where
the
the market cap's gone up enough. I will say it's Oxley.
Oh, we're getting legally fined.
Yeah, they're like a premium. I feel like the more higher margin licensed producers are doing better right now.
Yeah.
High Tide will catch up.
I think High Tide's margins are going to be coming up this year.
But no, I actually have like, I have 100,000 shares of Oxley. So, it's and granted, like they're only around 10 cents a piece right now, but a lot of
let's get it to $1.
Oh. Yeah, right. Well, King for a Day thinks that it will eventually re-rate to $1 because they are profitable. They're cheap, very cheap. Like I think at current prices around a 6 forward PE or something like that.
Isn't a buyout like still part of the thesis though?
For me, that's sort of it. I wouldn't say it's likely, but I think it's a remote possibility. I think Imperial Brands could potentially pursue that because we've seen it. I've seen it before in other tobacco cannabis company situations where you have something like an Altria Group that I used to be invested in. they have investments in cannabis companies,
Oh.
and they've also completely bought out vaping companies. Auxly is both. They're cannabis, but they're specifically in vaping. And I wonder, does Imperial Brands, who is kind of sort of, I think, like kind of the off brand of tobacco companies, they're not the first one that comes to mind when people think of tobacco. People think Altria, BTI, or Philip Morris, right? But Imperial Brands, they do exist, and Auxly makes a very, from what I'm told, a very high quality vape product. And I've also been told from people I've asked that there's not any specific reason why that same device couldn't also be used with a nicotine product if somebody wanted to use it for that. So, and Imperial Brands has an interest in Auxly. They had, I think, warrants, which I don't know what the current status of that is, but it's a similar structure to how Altria got into Kronos Group, and I just see I see some similarities, and that makes me think, hey, maybe Imperial decides, hey, we want this technology, we want to be able to use it for both the cannabis and the nicotine, and maybe they just decide they want to buy them out completely.
Yeah, I've looked at Kronos. They're pretty good, honestly, in terms of compared to the other ones.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like they're never gonna. Any of these cannabis companies are ever gonna get like the proper rating, just because. I mean, it's like same boat as tobacco. Like, there's always gonna be a stigma around investing in it.
I don't know. It seems like there's more. You have there's more of a vocal and enthusiastic group of retail investors that are really, really, really into the whole cannabis thing.
Well, they all have us blocked on Twitter. I haven't seen them.
Yeah. Well, no, they don't have me blocked. They like me
yeah.
still. Yeah, they just hate you because you're kind of mean on Twitter.
Yeah.
With the CFK account.
I don't run the CFK account. I don't know what you're talking about. It's our third guy.
Yeah, of course it is. Of course, this mysterious guy that just looks a lot like you.
It's our third man.
It's our third man. He's a mysterious guy, this third man. But
okay.
yeah, I
was just gonna say, like, broadly speaking, like the supply is going down a little bit, even the recreational. I don't think there's going to be as much supply as there was in the past, because like all these companies are losing so much money. So maybe in the future, Aurora they've divested a lot from recreational, but they could always come back if that market recovers. I think it's slightly recovering. High tide, so their margins are coming up as the supply isn't, pounding the market there. But
High Tide recently had a thing with Kronos, right?
yeah, they had some sort of deal with them. I think is that not their medical deal where they want to start distributing to Germany?
I'll pull it up. Fiscal, do you have much understanding? Did you see throughout this week? It's a $30 million convertible debt deal with Kronos.
Yeah. So that basically, so it's a 4%, from what I understand, is the interest or whatever on the debt. So 4%, by the way, is extremely good in today's rate environment. But being convertible, it means that it can be changed into equity at some point. So it could result in dilution. Yeah, Blake just kind of gave you the rough number there.
5% for 30 million cash.
Yeah, it would be 5% dilution. So it would add 5% to the float or whatever, the outstanding shares. Fine. Yeah. If it gets yeah. So I mean, I think something like this, you could say, is probably better than just higher interest debt or straight out, just issuing shares on the open market or whatever. Yeah. I think that this is kind of an interesting balance, and it gives them the cash they need to possibly add something that in the long run could be accretive and worth way more than 5% to the bottom line.
Germany.
And beyond
Lungs.
potentially, right? Yeah. I mean, Germany alone, the market there is probably, if you look at the relative sizes of Canada and Germany, probably double the size of Canada in terms of the like overall addressable market. But I think Germany is still only medical, and we don't have recreational yet. But there's, from what I understand, it's not that hard to get medical there if you want it and stuff. So I don't know that that's the biggest obstacle. Although I think if the conservative government stays in charge, it's probably not going to move towards the recreational for the duration while they have the power to kind of restrict it.
Yeah.
But the right political situation there, and it could go the other way for sure.
And we are doing the Raj Grover interview. It's just after the Germany news, so like they want to basically, they know that we're so big and we're so popular, and everybody watches our show. As we have 11 people on YouTube watching, 94 on Twitter. They know that we have the ultimate influence, and they're gonna buy back a ton of stock for the CFK episode after they announce the Germany news, and then we'll have them on. It's still happening. Everybody, calm down. Yeah. Overall, any thoughts on this convertible debt? I don't have.
I mean, I already feel pretty satisfied that Raj wouldn't have done it if it wasn't a good deal, and it lets them do what they need to do to get that new avenue of growth. And I think if in the end down the line it results in more than 5% growth to the bottom line, then we as shareholders were winners for taking 5% dilution to get growth that was greater than 5%.
Yeah.
And I think Germany Germany on its own, not even other international opportunities, represents probably, I would imagine, considerably more than 5% overall growth opportunity over a long enough time frame. I don't know how long that'll take, but I think they're going to move pretty quick.
So first question I'm asking Raj Grover when he comes on now. I was going to ask, can you guys pay a dividend with all your free cash flow? Now, for all the cannabis retail investors that have been pissing me off lately, Raj, I have a really good idea for you guys in Germany that will get you guys on the ground. Find a bunch of guys that will sell weed to college and high school kids. Give them High Tide product and resell it. You could charge them however much they. It's amazing idea that Raj Grover really should follow, and that would piss off a lot of people if I asked that.
I have a feeling that
he leaves.
I have a feeling that that's not that's probably not going to be the approach.
Yeah, I won't do that, everybody. Unless, so Beater, is there anything else you want to say about ACB?
Yeah, just one more quick little thing. I do think they have good execution, broadly speaking. Let's see if I can find it. So they kind of got ahead of this whole Germany thing, and they were one of the only 3 companies. They have actually had production in Germany to cultivate there. I don't think, I recall Fiscal said, maybe medical is not that difficult. There are barriers there, which is why ACB enjoys high margins. There's not as much competition. It's a more difficult market to get into. But I think that the fact that they did set up shop in Germany shows that, they're proactive. They've got good management. And we'll see if the growth comes, but I think all those different opportunities will come through.
Is that all?
Yep.
Before you do hop out of here, though, there was a gifted channel membership that went to Emmanuel Raphael. So, Emmanuel, congratulations. And, of course, you did catch Beater Stocks on the show, and he has to dance now for every channel membership. Thank you to Seymour. Seymour, who's right below me.
Round two, here we go. Do me a favor.
So
There we
weirdly,
go.
the music didn't play for me.
It didn't?
No,
good
and
for
the
me.
intro didn't play for me either. I think there might be something up with my Chrome. I might need to update it or something.
StreamYard just
In
having
StreamYard,
issues.
they
Yeah.
cheap out on shit. That's why
I don't know.
everybody-
I have a thing in my Chrome, like a button that I have to press that says finish update. So it might be me. I don't
I
know.
had that too.
Yeah.
Beater, thank you once again for coming on. Where can the people find you?
Just the different discords, you know, Fiscals and Dangler, you know.
Yep. He's a staple in my Discord. You would have heard this stock months ago if you would have been in there. You
Yeah.
would have seen him.
You would have been
talking
able to
about
get some of that crash, you know.
Last thing,
Yeah.
Beater, before you hop out of here, one word to describe Dividend Dude.
Arrogant.
All right, have a good night.
Yeah.
Thank you once again, Beater, for coming on.
I thought we weren't going to do that. Somebody asked about.
Is this not a fun show? This is not.
somebody asked about
Oh, yeah.
MPW earlier.
Cabo
and
asked
he's
about
a-
MPW. We apologize. Channel members get priority.
He is a channel member, so we do have to get to that.
I don't have any thoughts. No thoughts.
I
from
mean,
me.
what can I say? The price is just kind of languishing in the $4 to $4.50 area, and I think people are just waiting on the sidelines to see what the final result is from Prospect at this point. I don't think that. I learned from the Steward proceedings that there's not really much value to be gained from sitting there listening to the hearings. Because you can dial in. These are court hearings that they have on some kind of teleconference thing. I'm finding that there's not much value in doing that because it doesn't seem like the overall market is really bothering to pay attention to the individual hearings. So I'm just waiting for a PR that tells us what the final results are, and that's it. I don't think it's going to be as bad as what went down with Steward, but the market seems like it's still unsure. And I mean, I have yet to sell a single share, so I'm feeling okay about it. I'm not losing any sleep. And hey, if you're in my Discord, Blue still has so many shares of MPW that he makes more in MPW dividends than most of us make in a year at our jobs. So actually, he makes more in a quarter, I think, than most people on here make, if I'm remembering correctly. So yeah, he's got a lot of MPW and he follows all the hearings and stuff and is always posting updates in the Discord. But at the end of the day, these like little mini updates about this hearing, about this hospital or that hospital, doesn't paint a complete picture. And on their own, none of them really move the needle. It's about the big picture. What's the actual final result going to be at the end of the day overall? That's what's going to matter, I think.
Cabo wants to see if he should load up on another 50 leaps.
I mean, I don't know. I've dabbled.
Bye, Dave.
So I've messed around a little bit with options on MPW, like a very little amount. And every single time I've gotten absolutely singed. Like it just has never gone my way. So, and this comes down to, it's so hard to know what the market is going to think, especially with all the people short selling and attacking and all that stuff. Yeah. I don't blame them for all of the depression in the stock price, but they definitely make it harder to predict like what the stock is actually going to do in a given time frame. And one of these times, maybe it'll actually short squeeze and pump massively. And if you had a bunch of leaps, you'd do great. But I'm not going to go on the MPW options journey again. I tried it a couple times, and I'm just going to stick with my common shares, like a common retail
common
scumbag
investor.
like like a commoner, a peasant, and just live with that. And I'll reserve my options for things that seem a little bit more coiled, springy, a little bit more definite, especially with regards to time frame and everything else. So that's where I'm at. And also, like, when it comes to buying options, I think something where there is some either positive momentum or something that tells me that it's overall starting to turn into the right direction price wise. I don't like necessarily buying calls into neutral or negative momentum unless I know what's coming that's going to like really change that.
Yeah. Dan Weston in the chat. Dan's gonna be the okay. I was really excited to do this too. I came up with an awesome idea this week because Oscar Health is like probably the most debated like stock now on Twitter. It's
We
so
should just jam
autistic.
that into all of our video titles and descriptions
We should.
now.
That's what
Oscar.
That's what some people are doing. So I'm like, I really don't know anything about the company. I know that you just can't value it off free cash flow.
Yeah. Didn't you know free cash flow for banks and insurance companies is the best metric to use?
Yeah. So
that's a joke, ladies and gentlemen. For the record,
that's a joke. This is a fun show. Okay. So I thought of an amazing idea because obviously, channel acquaintance, I should say now, Dividend Dude, is an Oscar shareholder and he's very vocal about it on Twitter. So I think it would be fun if we had him and one other person on because last time we had a debate, it didn't go so well. Him and one other person on, so it doesn't seem like he's the only one debating with it. I don't know, one of like Antonio's sub followers or somebody else that's in it could come on. And we could bring on one or two people who are bearish or do not see the bull thesis in Oscar, and it does not look like we're going to get Dividend Dude, but we still want to do it. So, like, if you,
I would instead of having it be a debate, just call it a roundtable. You know, I think when we do roundtables, there's always somebody playing devil's advocate, asking harder questions.
I see what we're doing.
Yeah, even in the high tide roundtables, I remember one of them, Fabio had a few questions that were sort of harder hitting, just about some of the concerns and maybe some of the potential bear cases. Yeah. And I think that's always a good idea to try to present some of the counter arguments. And I wouldn't be opposed to an Oscar roundtable. I think
I really want to do it. So like we need people who are in it. And
I'm not even saying it's necessarily a bad investment. I do think focusing on the ACA marketplace, like that's an interesting area where there might be an actual gap in the market for them to fill. I'm not sure on the valuation. That's a big thing.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure on some of the bullish projections on how they're going to, grow 10x next week or whatever it is they're saying it's going to do.
It's embarrassing you about Oscar. No. All right. The only thing I have like an issue with is like would you say what he's doing is pumping it or like adding bullish sentiment into Oscar with double D's? Would you call adding? I'll say adding bullish sentiment. Pumping's a big word. I'll see the market cap right now for it.
Yeah, I don't think he's big enough to pump it. No.
3.4 billion market cap. That's.
People with tens of thousands of followers.
55. I don't know how the value.
Talking about a stock that Oscar's a small cap. They're not a micro cap, but they're a small cap still. I think at that price, I do think. And the thing is, he's not the only one, right?
Yeah, collectively.
So you've got people who altogether probably have at least a few 100,000 followers pumping a small cap stock. Yeah, they could definitely have an impact.
Okay. My issue is,
and I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that if they really believe in it.
Yes, if you believe in it, but you can't say that when you're judging it off price of free cash flow. When you're talking about how it's cheap.
I'll play devil's advocate on that one. Like I think you're allowed to make mistakes. I mean, other people are they're pumping it based on price to sales, for example.
No, but
That's maybe even worse. I don't know.
I know, but
It's
doesn't it just say that you don't like fully understand the health
insurance.
You know what I mean? Insurance and like valuation based off
Yeah.
that. You be
Yeah, I
careful
mean,
with what you say.
Yeah, it's I do think if you have especially if you have a large audience, I think I said this before, great power, great responsibility. Like if you have the larger your audience is, the greater the burden to be more and more responsible, I think, with what you with what information you put out there, and to not make mistakes, or make as small or few mistakes as possible, because there's a bigger chance that wrong information will impact somebody's real decision that they make, the more people you reach. So yeah, I mean, there is something to be said there, but at the end of the day, like, I do think that most of the people sharing their different valuation metrics that they are choosing to use, it's honest mistakes. I don't think it's nefarious. Like, they really do think it's cheap. I think they're genuine. I just think they're wrong.
What's that? Seymour, do you have any weighing thoughts on the Oscar Health, Antonio Dividend dude, whoever else is bullish?
Basically, I think they're just investing something they don't understand. They see a run up and they see like a dip real quick and like, let's buy the dip. It's undervalued. I see that for a lot of stocks.
I think the assumption is that if a stock hit that price before, it can do it again, is like the
Yep.
I mean, that's the way people rightly or wrongly will try to see patterns in everything. And so you heard it for the longest time from some people that, for example, PayPal was going to be the next Meta, because guess what? It also had a giant, like 80% drop or whatever it was from its highs, and was still growing and still profitable and everything. And so people saw like a few passing similarities between the two, and they were like, oh, it's going to be the next Meta. Now, I think PayPal for sure was undervalued when it was $50 or $60, but I don't think it's going back to 300. I think it's probably going, maybe to 100 or 120 or something at some point. But I just don't think it's worth $300. I don't think it was ever reasonable to have it valued at $300, and I don't think it's going back there and beyond anytime soon.
Yeah,
just personally.
So I don't think that we do have a chat. We have quote of the year too, potential. Thank you to Internet Warrior, who's always been a good contributor in the comment section, and he has a demand to raise your wings, which is a very provocative thing to say. Can you do that, Seymour? Is that a little too taboo?
Unfortunately, I can't right now.
All right, well, we'll dance either way.
Shut the fuck up.
Oh, I hear it this time.
Round two, here we go. Do me a favor.
Thank you very much to Internet Warrior for the money.
That's exciting.
Also, we're doing a.
I love Dex's comment there.
According to some people on Twitter, yeah.
That's and Palantir's going to acquire Microsoft.
Yeah, well said.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, we're doing this is a fun deep dive, which we don't know anything about this company. RCI, we are doing after the show. Seymour, you're in it, right?
I was shortly.
Oh, okay.
I was short. I was gonna make a small cap portfolio, but then I'm just like, I don't have conviction in all of these stocks. It was just gonna be like a fun portfolio, but then it's like, no, just sell it and put it into my higher convictions. I just bought more Evolution.
I respect that. We'll get to the Evolution, everybody. But the CEO also did follow us on Twitter this week. Finally,
oh, fine.
A little late, but he did follow us on Twitter, and that'd be a fun interview.
I'm always down for a fun interview.
You should do a live interview at his
At the strip club?
clubs.
I would totally go to Vegas for that.
Apparently, they have really good food.
I don't know if I can get in. That's the issue. Maybe I need special permission from Mr. Mr. Langan himself. Yeah, Dave's
So-
gonna buy JP Morgan. Do we get to Evolution? I think we've been blue ballsing it the entire show.
Yeah, that is true. I mean, 48 minutes in, we haven't even talked about the thing in the title. That's pretty.
If this were High Tide, we'd be
Big
put in a gas
preamble.
chamber.
Yes.
Yeah.
A lot of filibustering going on here.
Yeah.
So you guys got to tell me what like I didn't follow the earnings if they just came out.
Okay. Do you remember last quarter with Finfluential X, and he told us basically if Asia does not look good this quarter, it's like, we're fucked. It was not as bad as people thought.
Yeah,
I don't think
they're advertising the campaign like what I showed you.
Yeah.
Oh, Seymour, you saw it. They're advertising on Grab here in Asia.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and Evolution is going to do well in Asia, especially they work with the regulators.
All right. Seymour did send us a very nice thread by Tactics Hazel, as we like to give credit to people here on the show. So revenue growth accelerated. Revenue in Q2 was up 3.1% year over year. Growth would have been a lot higher if adjusted for changes in FX rates. The growth is still weak because they're doing like the whole business model shift towards regulated markets, I'd assume.
Yeah, but only in Europe it went down. Every other market went up. So Asia, North America, Latin America went up. And they did the earnings. They launched their new studio in Brazil.
Ooh.
But yeah, Asia went up, which was surprising, which is what I think a part of the reason why the stock went up. And North America is growing. And I think North America is going to fill in the gaps when they're ring-fencing Europe. Because it went up like 24% in North America. So
that's bullish. Asia's growth is back on the table. That was like the big kind of question mark for a lot of investors, from what I was told.
Yes, in Asia they had cyber attacks, so
Yeah.
people were stealing their streams, and to see that it's now growing, it looks like it's working. The combat for the cyber attacks, so that's I think partially why it went up, which is good. And then the revenue going up quarter over quarter, they thought it was going to go down because of Europe, but no, because every other area went up. It filled in the gaps. So yeah, pretty good quarter.
Growth, 22% North America. Latin America year-over-year growth was slower. They mentioned that North America has good momentum. We love degenerates, don't we? We love benefiting off of people with severe addictions on this channel. We have BTI, we have Evolution. What else? Microsoft, technically, because computers are addicting.
Are they?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. I mean,
Rick's. If we buy Rick's, then it's lost.
By that definition, like Amazon, because people are addicted to shopping.
Yeah.
Rick's
would be Lust, which I appreciate.
Google, because people are addicted to searching porn.
Yeah, it's everybody. Live Casino plus RNG growth. Live Casino grew 3.6% year over year. And quarter over quarter, 1.6%. European growth is slowing down. It slowed 5.8%. Is this
the CEO mentioned on the earnings call that going forward they don't see the growth slowing down, going down because of this ring fencing. They think they're optimistically positive going forward. So I think this is like the bottom for that. They short-term pain for the long-term gain, especially when Evolution has been very transparent with working with regulators. in the US, in Europe, in Asia, and they want to make sure because I see news in every country that the governments are hunting them down. The regulators are hunting them down. Unregulated casinos, and they're getting shut down. And when they get shut down, who do you go to? The regulated casinos. And who's going to be there? Evolution.
Yeah.
It's true.
And for the people who are not familiar with gambling software companies, ring fencing basically is just the switch from unregulated to regulated markets, if I'm correct.
Yeah. Here in Canada, I can't even use Evolution in an unregulated casino. If I wanted to, let's say for stake or roulette, they block it. You can't use Evolution. You can't.
How did you use it when we played?
There's ways around it, but
VPN?
Before they were very loose on it. Now they block. Now they're very strict.
I like that. Month to month change. That was not that long ago, too.
No, it wasn't. But now they're very strict on it. And in Canada, I can't go anywhere. I have to use an actual casino now to play it if I wanted to. And plus, the unregulated casinos, I don't know what's going on in the background because they don't go by the rules. So they could do anything in there, right?
Yeah.
I don't trust them. But yeah, regulated. Yeah. So they're going for the regulated markets. And because of that, casino operators have more trust in Evolution, especially with this new deal that they have with Hasbro and Monopoly. Monopoly is like the Mario of gambling. So like if you want Monopoly now, online slots or live games, you're gonna have to sign up with Evolution.
Fun fact for those who know Fiscal, you remember I used to own Hasbro stock back in the day?
Yeah, I do remember that.
Good times.
What a time.
Yeah.
Ooh, Padre has an interesting question.
Is it the
For the-
commodities?
Yeah.
I am. Where am I?
So yeah, no, I am in HCC is the ticker. Pretty small, 100 shares, but it has pumped a little bit since I bought it, so I'm happy about that, I guess.
We do have a members only with Blake talking about it, so become a channel member and get potential.
That is true.
$10.
Yeah. Blake gives a pretty good deep dive on it. Now, he also does say that it's early to be in it at the moment, but I'd rather be early than late. So
Don't spoil the channel members' value for everybody.
I mean, it's one soundbite. It's a teaser.
Yeah. Free cash flow had a huge spike. This was a one-off because of accounts receivable related in forward year 24. Oh, okay. That makes sense. Anybody knows what they're looking at with a balance sheet, it really shouldn't be some giant surprise. I think the stock mainly went up just because of Asia.
Yeah, I would say if that was better than what the expectation was, then it makes sense because remember when we had that original pump to like 85 or whatever?
Oh,
and then maybe Asia is going to be kind of not good, and then it went back down again. Well, now that it's not as bad as people were expecting, it goes right back up to where it originally pumped to. So the movement sort of makes sense actually in context.
Yes.
Are they still doing like how is the buyback program looking?
Still doing it. Unfortunately, they want to buy more, but there's regulations within Sweden that they can't buy more a certain amount per day.
Isn't it more than 10% of the day's total trading volume? Yeah,
exactly. Yeah. So they're doing it throughout the year. Yeah.
I mean, long term, you could still like you say it's undervalued. It's just a shame they couldn't load up when it was like 68.
Arya was saying, telling me your top undervalued dividend. I think Evolution is one of those. You're getting a 4%.
Well, you won't get
at 9.
You don't get engagement on Twitter. That's the problem. So it doesn't count. It doesn't.
But that's kind of why I like it, though.
Yeah. Oh, they're talking about in the chat. They're talking about Zim right now.
Oh Jesus.
Oh.
Yeah.
Blake's doing a whole write up right now. We can't.
Yeah. But I mean, I know a little bit about Zim actually.
Isn't that the one company that keeps providing like this high special dividend?
I don't know if they keep doing it. They did it once during the pandemic.
Okay.
It was it was showing up basically at one point as because it was such a large one-time dividend that it looked on all of the like if you did like a stock screener for dividend companies, it looked like they had a 100%. It basically looked like a yield max fund for a second because they had issued this big one-time dividend that was higher than what their share price was at that time. So it was like, holy crap, this yield is crazy. So they're a steamship line headquartered in Israel.
Oh Jesus!
And I know, like I'm afraid of what Tyre will say if he comes in the chat. But I think they banked all, like they retained some of their. They had a big windfall because during the pandemic, basically there was a big backup of goods that needed to go out. And you had this situation where it was so busy that steamships were actually just like basically going in circles outside the ports waiting for a turn to go in for delivery and stuff. And Zim made just an enormous amount of money during those pandemic times. And I don't know that I would expect for something like that to happen again because it was such a unique one-off event. But if they did use the windfall profit in addition to what they paid out in the dividend, if they used the rest of the money that they banked during that time to sort of set themselves up for success and everything, like it might be a good investment now. But I shy away from businesses that are specifically in the realm of moving goods, physical goods from place to place for a fee, because there are so many outside macro X factors that can either create a giant windfall or drop the profits down to nothing and even negative.
Yeah, I'm looking here and I see PE 0.8, but then forward PE minus 40.
Yeah, it's
a buy.
It's one of those things where it's like it's going to be feast or famine in a lot of cases, and it's very difficult to predict which you're going to get and when. So you could have 3 years of famine, 1 year of feast, like that kind of thing, and it's very difficult. And if you have prolonged famine, which, by the way, in generally speaking, in like the transportation space, there has been kind of a prolonged famine in a lot of parts of that industry. You can see even relatively large names struggle very badly financially and even risk collapse. It just isn't my favorite thing to invest in, maybe because I'm too aware of how sensitive it all is from being in that kind of in that space myself. So I just tend to avoid. I mean, and Ryan can tell you, like I've avoided things like UPS.
Good Lord, what a time.
And things like that, because it's just when you look at like how capital intensive it is, how sensitive things are, your sense, like fuel costs, drive rates, demand and supply and all of that of drivers and things like that, it's just there's so many different things that go into it, and steamship lines aren't exactly the same as something like that, but at the end of the day, you're still transporting goods on a vessel from point A to point B for money, and there are a lot of different large scale factors that are way outside your control that can really impact your bottom line. And you don't want to be like Vito from The Sopranos and have your bottom line impacted. That's all I'm going to say.
He died a coward.
I loved him like a brother-in-law.
Fucking 20 years in the can. Yeah, guys, we're getting Mike Stathis on for episode 100 to talk about Israeli stocks. Oh, good idea, bad idea. I'm trying to think of other Phil Leotardo quotes that aren't using the F word. The other one, even though it's 9 p.m. Eastern, we could say it, but won't risk it. But overall thoughts of the evolution report. It seems like everybody's generally happy.
Steve had a follow-up question about the Zim dividend. So I don't know if there's any like special rules governing Israeli businesses where they have I don't think, I've never heard that idea that they had to pay it. My understanding was that they knew that the big windfall that was happening was temporary, and they didn't really have a better use for the money to grow the business. They brought in this huge pile of cash. To my understanding, back then they didn't have any like meaningful debt or anything to pay down with it. And it wouldn't have made sense because like, let's say they had used it to, I think they lease their ships. They don't buy them. They may own some, but I think most of them they lease if they need to grow quickly to meet demand. I think that's their strategy.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a while since I've read up on them, but they basically knew that it was temporary, and investing in expanding their fleet would have actually, and they ended up being right about that, would have ended up being a huge waste because the shipping business just, it dropped precipitously, subsequent to the big boom during the pandemic. So they made the right call by just returning capital to shareholders and not trying to expand the business, because that money would have all basically been lit on fire if they had done that.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
We do have a question in a YouTube comment from earlier this week that I said we'd address. Actually a pretty broad, like personal finance question. So nice to hear. It was from MD Mixer, and he says, older dude, mid-50s, trying to figure all this money stuff out. Watched a few of your vids. Thanks for the info. If there was a book that could help get somebody started, what would you guys suggest? Thank you for your time. My answer is I can't read.
So a book to help get started doing what specifically? Like, this is the kind of thing.
And managing money. Like, something broad.
Oh man, because I mean, investing, I would defer to maybe Blake's starter list on that. Like, you could always look at something timeless like One Up on Wall Street or Common Stocks on Common Profits. You could go back The Intelligent Investor that everybody
No, don't read that. I mean, that's free on Spotify to listen.
Yeah, you can.
But that's true.
YouTube.
You can, and I've heard the audiobooks are, you can usually find some form of them on YouTube as well. If you don't want to actually go buy the book, or maybe you have like a long commute, you don't have time to read, but you could replace the music you listen to on your commute with listening to a chapter every day or something. But
or shows.
Actually, I mean, if we're talking like something as broad as like personal finance, I have yet to read it, but I know Strongman has stopped being a broke loser.
We gotta get that.
Funny title, but I do think he kind of, to my understanding, starts with kind of like the more foundational stuff on how to stop being a broke loser, which, before you even start learning how to research stocks, you probably want to know like the very, very basics of how to just start managing your money and doing broad boglehead type investments. Because if you don't have time to dedicate to reading one book, you probably don't have time to research individual stocks anyway. So maybe Strongman's approach would work best for somebody that doesn't really have time to become an expert.
Yeah. Just buy the S&P. Just buy the index.
Yeah.
On my list.
VT.
Yeah.
VT. Yeah.
Mid-50s,
VT and chill,
70s. Yeah.
as somebody would say, VT and chill.
Before we hop out of here, Seymour, do you want to talk about the emit tweet you sent me earlier today?
Oh, sure.
Okay, I'll pull it up. It's really
It's
good.
just grifters, eh?
Yeah. What fiscal do you consider emit a grifter?
I mean, what does he sell?
Does
Does he have a course?
I want to. Wouldn't shock.
I mean, I think Amit is just somebody that struck gold on Palantir, and let's face it, most of that price growth has just been multiple expansion, and so in a sense, like he had one really good pick, put all his chips in it, got very fortunate with the result, and I think he just likes the attention and fame now from it. I don't know if that's grift.
I know
but-
somebody like that, but they don't have any good stock picks.
Interesting, but
Happy
what's
people.
what's the hubbub on the tweet?
Yeah.
Oh, me? No, yeah. It's just a tweet about how instead of looking at the numbers, it's all about feelings and emotions. About this is how
why I'll be
Tesla-
buying Tesla before the Q2 print.
Somebody's trying to sound smart.
he talks about how like the numbers are not going to be great, but Optimus, it's going to be great. Robotaxi, it's going to be great. It's going to change the world. I'm just like, no. And then you see the comments and people are like, yeah, I'm buying.
Yeah, that's one style of that's one style. That's one way to do it.
The mommy's money style.
It's yeah. The problem is that it's very the feelings are good until they're not, right? And I mean it's for a lot of these people. I mean, they're learning the wrong lessons because it's working out for them, and they'll keep doing it, and eventually it will burn them. But I just hope that they've taken enough winnings off. I mean, for their sake, that they've taken enough winnings off the table by that point, like that it won't actually completely ruin them. But some of their followers will get ruined when that time happens, right? And that's the issue.
I feel like he's financial education 2.0.
Yeah, he does. Like he does seem to give off
David
that
Course.
vibe. It's just instead of making it on Tesla, his first pump that he made it on was Palantir. So there you go. I do, however, I appreciate that he's pumping Grab for me. I do.
Me too.
I got to give credit there, but this is one where I think Grab.
It's actually fundamentally okay.
The case is actually there in their growth and everything, versus this thing he's doing with Tesla, where it seems like, oh, the numbers might not be good, but it's the future, bro. Okay.
Yeah.
It's the future, bro.
That's
Awesome.
how I see investing for Hood, investing in a lot of the stocks now. It's just momentum and emotions.
And people try to pull out the numbers for Oscar, but they're the wrong ones.
Yeah.
So it's be careful who you listen to on FinTwit, guys.
A lot of people are not as informed as the 168 people watching our show now. So yeah, just be aware that a lot. Oh, also another thing is I've seen a lot of people try and use like big and fancy words to like try and like sound more smart, or like
they pulled out a thesaurus, or they wrote something and then they said, hey, Chat GPT, rewrite this, but use more eloquent language. And
so just be I don't know, vulnerable. And before we hop off here, any thoughts on the Astronomer CEO at the Coldplay concert? The astronomer with a side chick. Do we like it? Do we not? What's our thoughts?
So I saw somebody. So I thought I saw somebody post a picture of his wife and kids.
Oh, that's nice.
Well, here's the thing. The wife, like the side chick looks like, I don't know, like somebody's aunt or something, you know?
Okay, let's see more. Any thoughts on the CEO cheating on his wife?
Not really.
Like the honesty.
I mean,
I've just seen memes all over X.
Listen, I have a little bit of life advice, okay? Guys, if you're gonna do that and it's an actual downgrade from like, make sure it's all behind closed doors. Don't do it in public. If it's a downgrade, it's embarrassing.
Yes.
Because the life is actually attractive. The HR lady is not. And now everybody that works in corporate America is going to have to do a Coldplay concert module.
Yeah. On the topic of Coldplay, there's some nice Middle Eastern war talk in the comment section. I'll leave you all with this. If you hate Palestine, become a channel member. If you hate Israel, become a channel member. If you hate the both of them, become a channel member. We want your money. Yeah, but thank you, Seymour. Where can the people find you?
Oh yeah, you can find me on X at Mr. Seymour Duck.
Yes. You could find us at Cashflow Kings YT on Twitter. I don't run it. As LaMelo Ball said, I don't run it. Yeah. Jesus, no, we are not doing that. Cabo, no. But thank you all for watching. Smash like and subscribe. Do dividend stocks, not drugs, and of course, cash flow is king.
King.
Oh yeah.